Okay, everybody, welcome back. Are you ready for the cross training day? This is, of course, where we're going to do a muscle building exercise followed by a cardio exercise to keep that heart rate up while still building muscle mass. So are you ready? Let's get to it. Our exercises are alternating lunges, so one side to the other side, and then jumping jacks or half jacks, and then floor W raise, and then march in place, and then Russian twist, so for the abs, and then jacks again, either half jacks or jumping jacks, and then push-ups. And this one's a little bit shorter. We're gonna do these for 35 seconds each, and it'll still be done in that wonderful 15 minutes. Are you ready? Let's set our watches because it doesn't count if our watch doesn't count it. All right, I'm setting my timer and, come on, there we go. All right, we're getting going in 10 seconds. It is lunges first. All right, and right lunge down, up, left leg up. Now remember, watch that knee. You wanna make sure that your knee is going more towards your pinky toe than it is to the inside where your center is. You don't wanna go over the big toe, all right? The reason for that, again, you've heard me say this a bazillion times, I know, but it always helps to reiterate it, is that the knee is a very delicate joint. It sustains a lot of pressure, okay? Easy enough, and we're already done with that. And jumping jacks or half jacks, whatever works for you. All right, or jumping jack. And it's only 35 seconds. After this is floor W raise, and then march in place. 15 more seconds. Hold in those abs. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, floor W raise. On the floor on your belly, raise up, press down. Raise up, press down. This is working the arms, shoulders, back, and lower back. All that good stuff. Again, after this is march in place. Only 35 seconds. And there's some alternates we can do on the next round for that one. Okay, march in place. After this, we're going back on the floor for a Russian twist. There's a few variations we can do on that as well. Hey, so over the last few days, I have been thinking about things that are cheaper and often better, and better for you for sure, when you make them yourself versus buying them in a store. Store-bought stuff often has preservatives and a bunch of fillers that aren't necessarily good for you or needed. On the floor for Russian twist. Now, the best way to do this is the heels come off the ground and you twist from side to side. That is pretty advanced. Put your heels on the floor and still twist from side to side if that is easier for you. The higher up you are towards your knees, the easier it's gonna be. The further back you lean, the harder it's gonna be. So just figure out which way works best for you. And you're not just moving your arms, you wanna move the entire upper body. So you're getting a good twist. That's working the abs and your obliques. All right, oops, I'm supposed to be doing jacks. All right, and then after this is push-ups. And then we are done with our first round. All right, so it's alternating lunges, half jacks or jumping jacks, floor W raise, march in place, Russian twist, jacks, and push-ups. All right, so last time jacks. After this is push-ups. Do it from your knees or your toes, whichever you can do, or you can do a combination of both. Do a couple push-ups if that's all you can do, and then go down to your knees. And remember to breathe. For push-ups, it's best to breathe in, down, and up, or out when you get up. All right, almost done. Then we get a break. 3, 2, 1, and rest. And first round of cross train is done. Back up on our feet, grab your water. All right, we're gonna start again in about 20 seconds. And I wanna continue this great conversation about stuff you can make at home. So I have discovered sourdough bread. It is the best. It's fast, it's easy, it's delicious, and it has basically 3 ingredients. A sourdough starter, which is flour and water. And then it has salt. Okay, now we're gonna go to, again, lunges, alternating lunges. All right, so back to sourdough bread. Sourdough bread has sourdough starter, flour, salt, and water. That's it. When you buy it in a store, it has preservatives and fillers. Sometimes you'll see tapioca starch and things that you can't pronounce. So the problem with that is it's just stuff your body doesn't really need. I can make 5 loaves of sourdough bread at home in one bag of flour, or from one bag of flour, that I can buy 1 loaf of bread in the store, and it tastes so much better. So sourdough bread's one great one. Another really good one is hummus. Hummus is stupid expensive in the grocery store. All it is mashed up garbanzo beans and olive oil and some seasonings. I think it also has lemon juice, but I tell you, really no reason. Okay, on the floor to buy that stuff. Now, if for some reason you have a hard time with floor W raise, you can also do Supermans or prone cobra, whatever works for you. And if it's more of a pelvis on the floor issue, then you can do bird dog instead. So some really good alternatives here. And breathe on the up. And back up on our feet. March in place. So as you can tell, all this up and down and marching in place or cardio in between really gets that heart rate up. My heart rate's at 124. And I'm only on round 2. So anyway, hummus was another really great thing that you can make at home. Salad dressing. Salad dressing is one of the worst, most processed foods on the planet. So I don't buy any salad dressing. I make it all. All right, next on the floor, Russian twist. And I'm gonna be honest, most of the time, I just use olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, onion powder, blend it all together and pour it on my salad. Many times too, just some olive oil and red wine vinegar or balsamic vinegar are absolutely fantastic salad dressings. So you don't need to go buy all that stuff. And if you do, like your poppy seeds and your ranches, just look online for some ways to make it at home. Okay, up back on our feet and half jacks. So it's really just about getting all that processed gook out of our diet. And like I said, you'll save a lot of money and you'll be impressed by how easy it is to do it at home. Another great thing I love to do is trail mix. I never buy trail mix in the store. I will buy raw almonds and cranberries. All right, and push-ups is our last one before our next break. You can put chocolate or M&Ms in yours. I don't, just because I don't like the sugar. You can choose any nuts you like. I often add walnuts, cashews, cranberries, blueberries, dried blueberries if I can find them. They're a little bit harder to find. Again, can add some coconut shavings, whatever works for you. But I like my homemade trail mix way more than store-bought. Whew. And rest. Okay, one more round. Up on your feet. Grab your drink of water. We got about 20 seconds or 25 seconds of rest left. Now, I don't know if you like eggs or not. I don't eat eggs because we're mostly plant-based and I have high cholesterol, so I don't really do the whole egg thing. And cholesterol is a whole nother topic. Sometimes what you eat affects cholesterol. Back to alternating lunges. A lot of times what you eat may not have cholesterol in it, but it might spike cholesterol creation in your body from the pancreas. Or is that one liver? Liver. Sometimes the liver just produces too much cholesterol. So if you eat saturated fats, or oftentimes carbs, when you eat saturated fats or carbohydrates, that creates the liver to push out more cholesterol, and that's why your body it's not always great to have those kinds of foods. So as an alternative to eggs, there's something called Just Egg. You can buy it in a liquid form, so you can do like your own scrambled eggs. And it has a folded form, which is already like a folded kind of omelette-y like egg. Now I have found a new alternative to it is mung bean. Mung bean is actually what makes, or is what is in Just Egg. But I have found mung beans, you just buy it on Amazon, and you can make your own eggs that I put on top of my toast every morning. Gets a good amount of protein, and oh my gosh, the savings is incredible. A large thing of liquid Just Egg is about $7, $6 or $7. Just Egg folded, you get 4 for about $5.50, $5.75. And I make mine at home for about $1 or $2 for a whole bunch of Just Egg liquid that I just fry up in a pan. It's wonderful. Okay, back up. And what was next? March in place. Forgot where I was there. All right, so that's another great thing. Guacamole. I love my homemade guacamole. It's just so easy. I mean, you can put what you like. It's just avocado, lemon juice or lime juice, garlic powder, onion powder. All right, Russian twists. But homemade guacamole is so much cheaper. You can put your own onions, tomatoes, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper. Just again, look up recipes online. You can make so much more, and it's so much better tasting. I find the store-bought stuff to be fairly bland, so I like to do that right from home. All right, friends, you are on the home stretch. You've got jacks next, and then push-ups, and then this baby is done. All right, back up on our feet. Jumping jacks. All right. Salsa, since we're on the Mexican theme. Salsa is another really great thing to make from home. There's a bazillion different recipes. There's a little bit of work in salsa because you have to chop everything up. Salsas are pretty good in the store, as long as you buy the fresh stuff, not that really jarred kind of stuff. But yeah, you'll be amazed. And you can make it your own. You can add to it or take things away that you don't like, and that's even better. On the floor for push-ups, last time. And as you know, as I'm always saying, little effort equal total health. Eliminating your processed stuff and making more of your homemade stuff will not only help your body, it'll help your pocketbook because it's often significantly cheaper to do it from home. All right, home stretch, just a few more. You got this. This is working both the chest and the back. And whoo, we are done. Heart rate is up, 146. Boy, was I working hard. All right, bend over, touch the toes. Slow down that heart rate. Foot in the hand. Press the knee down to the floor. Press those hips forward. All right, same thing, other side. Get a little bit of a stretch in. Just 10 or 15 seconds on each side. And we did work our chest and arms today. So hands in front, squeak it out. All right, press forward. This is good for the lower back. And hands clasped behind you. Stretch out the chest. Bend over if you can. Oh, it hurts, but it's oh so good hurt. All right, that's it for today. Congratulations, made it through your 3rd week. And tiny efforts equals total health. That's it for now, folks. See you later. Bye.